Hello everyone and welcome back to WAW Bandai product and figure review. We got some really cool figure that we're going to be reviewing today, but first there is some major Bandai news based off of what I have researched from the Anime News Network. Bandai Namco has announced that they will be making a VR feature-length film, and I believe it was, I am looking at the article right now, the Gundam series is called Silver Phantom, a feature-length VR anime. So all of you that probably know what VR is, now we are getting something that deals with Gundams. So that is actually really cool. It was announced at, I believe, New York Comic Con just only a couple days ago, so that's actually pretty cool. Not a lot of information about it just yet, but they are working with multiple foreign companies, animation companies, to help develop this VR feature length. And talk about 360 battle while you're like literally watching a movie and being Gundam. That is going to be dope as beyond. I'll give you more information when I find more stuff. So let's get back into the feature for today's episode. And we are going back into looking at another Gundam Universe action figure. And this one, since I kind of like this series, it has one of the more edgier kind of story plots. We're going back into the Gundam Wing series. And we will be looking at the OZ-06MS Leo from Gundam Wing. So this is from Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, which came out in 1995. It is a mass-produced mobile suit developed by Oz, and it was produced in a wide number of variants and test platforms, technology, and yeah, so this is a really cool grunt bot from the Gundam Wing series. So this is actually number 22 in the line. So this is actually kind of the tail end of the newer lineup. So I have a few other ones that I'm going to be reviewing from this, so definitely look forward to the rest of those videos. So without further ado, let's roll opening and take a look at the Leo. Alrighty, so this is the box for the Leo. Unfortunately for this particular one, they ended up putting a sticker on top of that, so it kind of ruins the nice aesthetics. So I tried to get that sticker off, but couldn't get it for the price tag. But overall, the box is in wonderful condition. It shows a really cool animation here and a nice window silhouette of the Leo that is in here, as you can see. So on the back of the box, again, we see various cool articulation. Basically, this is more of a just a fact for the Gundam Universe series. So it gives us a nice silhouette picture of the Leo and a cool battle scene, which also has the Gundam Wing in there. Still trying to find the Volt Zero version of that. So yeah, this is already looking pretty nice, and it shows the other ones in the line, which I have already done, the 000. Alright, so let's take a look and open this little bad boy up. Alrighty, just being in box, this is already looking fairly nice. It has its boosters, a blaster cannon, 2 hands, a beam saber, and with the corresponding beam saber. This is a nice brownish kind of color with a gold metallic and various gray parts for like the joints. So yeah, this is looking fairly nice. This gives you another good opportunity to go through and panel line and all of this and do all the weathering that you could possibly want to do with these action figures. So let's get this out of the box and see what it looks like fully assembled. Alright, so this is the fully assembled Leo with all of its weapons and parts. So let's kind of take a look and see how well the articulation is on this. So let us start off with the feet. So they have a nice side-to-side motion. They kind of have a squeak there. They do go forward and back fairly decently, so you're going to be able to get at least have this stand on a very decent surface, so it moves nice and easy. The side armor for the ankle guard does move ever so slightly, not by much. It kind of flows with the armor a little bit. Moving on to the knees, it does doesn't look like it bends very far. As you can see, it only goes about that far for that. So posability wise, you may have a little bit of a trouble, but depending on how the rest of the joints work. So the leg joints, we have a bit of an issue with this part right here that I've noticed, that it's going to be kind of offset. So when you try to do like a kneel, that's going to be kind of a problem since it's kind of hitting that. But overall, it actually does move fairly nice. It holds fairly well. It has good articulation going that way. Same with the other leg, so you will be able to try and do kind of a kneel pose, kind of like that. So it'll be able to do that kind of pose. Now moving on to the side armors. These two side armors do move. The front armor doesn't have any articulation whatsoever, so that's kind of a letdown. That would have helped with the animation. Okay, I was wrong. So it does have a little bit of articulation, but that is really stiff. So I wouldn't necessarily play with that too much. Now moving on to the waist. It does a fairly, it doesn't articulate too much compared to like some of the other ones. It does have a loose belly armor piece that for the hips to the torso. So that's a loose piece there. So that gives us somewhat of a little bit of an articulation. It's very limited. I wouldn't try stretching, trying to have this turn too much. But it does bend fairly well. Moving on to the arms. It has a really nice ball, so this is actually going to give you quite a bit of articulation. As you can see, you have a full 360 articulation. It actually bends fairly well at the shoulder, actually, so that's actually a really cool thing. And then it even has a nice rotating armor piece here that actually does fairly well. It goes along the entirety of the sphere on the shoulder, so that's fairly good. Now for the arm articulation, it actually bends quite well. You're able to bend it fairly well. It does rotate near where the ball and forearm of this unit meets, so you're able to really do some really good posability with this. Same with the other arm. Next, we actually have the blaster itself that I have currently on here. It looks fairly nice. It has very good very good detail on it. It's a nice smoky gray color, and it does have a blaster canister for the ammo, so that is already looking fairly nice. And then lastly, we have the beam saber, so you can do cool lightsaber effects with that. So that is the Leo, but we also have a posability of the head. So the head can rotate 360, and yeah, it can move up and down, so it has fairly good flexibility. So for the head, again, it's has a nice little gold reflection right in here, so that's actually pretty cool that they actually give it a little bit of a shine to that. So overall, this is kind of worth its weight in gold. It's not as detailed as a actual model of the Leo, and I've actually noticed that these are actually bigger than the models themselves. So when I finish doing my aerial, I will do a size comparison with those two to show you that these are actually fairly big and chunky toys, so, or action figures. But yeah, that is the Leo from the series from Gundam Wing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did making this one, especially going over the Leo from Gundam Wing. These are really fun projects to do, and I have quite a bit. So if there's any particular ones from the Gundam Universe series that you want to be reviewed, please leave the comments down below, and any other model kits that you want to be featured, or any Bandai products that you would like to be featured, because I do figurines and a whole bunch of other stuff that are Bandai related. I will see you guys in the next episode.